Hello, welcome to another episode of Klosmi Commentary. We've got Abdul again and Kos. So now we've got a three-star team. Today we talked about upcoming youth, a bit coming from Barcelona, a bit coming from Norway. And then we went into a lot of depth about the Premier League, touched on the title races in Spain, Germany and Italy, before going into Michael Owen's book, Reboot, and the behind the scenes of football. So, sit back and enjoy the show. So, we're back again, and we have Abdul again.
Why, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
But also Kos.
Yeah, I'm here.
We have three.
Yep.
We have three today.
It's three of us.
Three.
Yep.
And, alright, so today, there's a few things that have gone on. We haven't had much time since our last episode, because it was Friday and now it's Wednesday, and so not much time, but there have been a few things that have happened. I would like to start off giving a few shout-outs to the youth. We'll start with what was the Barcelona kid?
Yeah, Ansu Fati. He is Guinea-Bissau. He's from there, and
is he like representing?
Yeah, he's playing for Barcelona's first team. He's 16.
Has he declared for it? Oh, he's 16, I guess.
Well, that's what they're saying. Yeah. Obviously, it may change.
Is that somewhere in Africa?
Oh, yeah.
I believe so, Abdul.
I don't know where that is.
I will not lie. You are our African expert. So.
I will not lie. I don't know where that is. I don't know where that is. I actually have to double check where that is.
But it's definitely. I've seen their name in the. I remember. I think. Yeah, I was checking it with Abdul last week. We were looking at the teams in the African qualifiers and things like that, and there were some names that Abdul had never heard of in his life.
Like never.
So
honest to God, I've never heard of.
And it wasn't one or two. It was a good
also
5,
like,
6, 7.
Aubameyang, you haven't heard of him, have you?
Hey,
no.
I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad. I know Aubameyang.
We're talking about countries here, not individuals. So.
Oh, countries.
Anyway, so this kid, so
he's 16.
Tell us more. We don't know much.
He's 16 years old, and he's playing first team for Barcelona, and he scored a goal against Valencia, so pretty...
in a 5-2, that one.
In a 5-2 win, so pretty insane development speed there, I would say.
Oh, well, this...
and I saw a picture of him. He looks 16. Like, he just would not...
So he's not like that guy who looks 40.
No, he's not like that guy. There's something's going on there.
No, seriously, if anyone wants to know what the hell we're talking about, there's this man, okay? He thinks... What was he saying? He was 17?
He was playing for Lazio, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I don't know where he is now.
He was playing for Lazio. I forgot his name.
His old age has caught up. Look.
Anyway, he was saying it was like he was a teenager.
Just look it up.
Something, but he looked like he was 50. Like it just
go on Google, you will see right away.
Lazio older player looks #40.
I don't know. Listen, at 17-year-old man has.
Yeah, there he is. Joseph Manala.
Joseph Manala.
Look him up.
You know what I reckon? I reckon it's one of those things where he's just boom, right? 17 years old playing, and all of a sudden he has to retire at the age of 21, and he can't go on not even because of injuries or not. He's just bones. His bones can't handle it.
I have to make a traditional reference to cricket.
Okay,
always happens. Cos loves it.
Yeah, I love it.
No, in cricket,
no one has asked for this. So
the Pakistani.
The Pakistani
what happened to
team.
The Pakistanis?
Traditionally. I think they don't issue birth certificates or something. Until
that's clever.
Until they hit about like 5 or something. Until they start going into school, basically. And
right.
So there's players that are playing the under 21s and things like that who are 20. They're in their prime playing in under 21s and stuff like that against juniors and stuff.
Well,
like
then
that.
you can say though. Okay, but just really quickly on that though, you can say, you know what? It's an even playing field. Everybody in the Pakistan is doing it. Are you talking about like
within
club?
International.
Okay. My bad.
So the Pakistan team just dominates
that becomes
everyone.
a problem. That becomes a problem.
Oh, but anyway, back to the football. So moving on from the Barcelona, going into this week, this morning actually here, Champions League.
Yep.
We had I forget his name because it's his dad once played and he was a famous player, but Haaland. 19 years old, plays for Salzburg.
Yeah, Red Bull.
Scored a hat-trick.
Yep.
19. He's the son of Alfie Haaland, who is famous in the Premier League for being at the wrong end of a Roy Keane tackle. Cos had a look at it.
It was a disaster. Absolute leg breaking.
I don't want to look at it.
I don't want to look at it.
No.
So we'll describe it.
I'm squeamish.
So we've got a guy that's
if you're squeamish, don't look at it. It's,
put it this way: studs
dead.
connecting with the knee
Okay, no, we don't tell you this.
Off
Don't
the
describe
ground.
it. People got video. If they want to watch it, go look it up.
off the ground. Oh, look, his leg was not planted, so he played out the rest of the game. So he was, of course, Roy Keane did not. He didn't even look at the referee. He just started taking off his armband and just said, "Yeah, here you go." He knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But well, his son is doing well, and yeah, he scored I think 17 goals in something like 12 appearances for Salzburg. He just signed this season. Oh no,
Wow, that's fantastic.
That's brilliant.
no,
man.
he's
brilliant,
midway through the season. So
and he's
in
Norwegian,
January.
yeah.
Norwegian, but he was born in
Norwegian.
Leeds.
Oh, right.
England.
Yeah, well, that's where his dad was
son-
playing. His dad was playing. His dad
So
was playing at Leeds. Then he went to there was Nottingham Forest in there as well, and Man City.
Well,
All teams that don't really do well with Manchester
what
United.
I mean is he going to play for Norway or England?
I don't know.
Ooh.
It could be like Schmeichel, because Schmeichel's pretty much English, but he plays for
He played for Denmark. Yeah.
So
Listen, it's whatever team you can make.
I was just going to say, with him and Odegaard, there might be some good things for Norway
Good
going
future.
forward. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Don't you want to be a big fish in a small pond? You know.
Oh, there's always appeal to that. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Why would you want to play for England if you can't make that team?
yeah, well,
Or if you do make the team, you're gonna be playing the bench.
yeah, well, look, he's doing well.
I'm playing in
Yeah,
Norway.
he's doing very
He's
well.
19, and
Yeah,
he's
okay.
scoring probably a goal and a half.
I'd rather be a star player in Norway. Let's go. That's all I'm saying.
But-
I'd rather be the man.
Do you want to never make
Well, you
a
can't do-
tournament?
A tournament? What? Come on, Norway ain't that bad.
No, but the thing is, right, the country will love you.
yes,
Like,
that's right.
The whole country will
The
be
whole
behind
country.
you. Whereas if you play for England, they might go deep in a World Cup, but in 10 years' time, no one's probably going to care.
Exactly.
Whereas if you qualify for a World Cup with Norway and you're the star, man, you will be remembered for your
you
life.
can.
Like,
You can. Oh,
you'll be like 80 walking down the street, and someone
be
will just
rem-
like,
oh.
oh, that guy, gotta get your autograph.
Listen, autograph.
But that's the life
Every
you want.
restaurant you go to, free. Listen, cut in the lines. Okay, that's all I'm saying. England, bro, you kill it. You go to the finals in the World Cup and you get scrutinized.
Yeah,
The papers will be like, dude, you're whack.
you could be a superstar player. You miss a goal, no,
It's over.
It's over.
It's over.
No
It's
free,
over.
no free lunch for you, mate.
I'm
It's
telling
like going to Real Madrid, isn't it? It's like,
exactly right.
no one respects your
no one
talents.
respects you, dude. Because you hear.
Yes, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Not
All right.
respecting talents from going to Real
Okay.
Madrid, but
Yeah.
So Champions League. So what else is there?
all right. There was a couple of things. There's a lot of hype going on at Inter Milan right now because.
By the way, my prediction. Though, let's not forget that.
All right,
semi-finals.
we will get to that.
Yeah,
Okay, in
semi-finals,
fact,
right.
we'll use that as a
A lot of hype,
Okay, well,
which is worth it. Even though they drew.
okay, we'll move straight into the.
That's actually not bad. A draw is pretty good for that team. God.
Okay, well, we'll get some context for that. Okay, so we'll go straight into
Is it
the
Salvia?
weekend. So first, we go to the weekend's action because we
Slavia.
had some games on the weekend. We had the Premier League, obviously. There's a few interesting scenarios in the title race for Serie A, Bundesliga, and slightly less so in La Liga. We don't care about France. So not for now anyway. It's not interesting. It's not interesting yet.
Ever.
It's a different PSG this season. So
It's worse than Serie
Neymar
A.
scored a late winner and sulked about it. So so that's the situation.
It's more boring than
France
Serie
is just
A.
France is depressing right now. So we're not going to France. We are, however, going to go to Sitco.
So it's
We'll do the Premier League
Premier
first.
League first.
Yeah, because the most is going on in the Premier League. We have two stories. We have the title race. Of course, Liverpool did their bit. Abdul, you were witness to that.
No comment.
Just
I
a reminder that
Did you see
Abdul's
that? Did you watch that game? Did you watch that game, Cos?
I
highlights,
I
sorry?
saw the highlights.
I have to
My God.
apologise.
We took the early lead. We took the early lead.
It was like a 4th-minute lead.
Such a beautiful goal.
It was very nice.
That was a very nice
Ripper,
goal.
mate.
The Liverpool fans, I'm pretty sure, were applauding it.
I mean, it was
That was a
brilliant.
beautiful goal. Boy.
Then
You didn't see it, Cos, did you?
No, I did.
Oh, you did?
I forgot his name.
no, I forgot his name too.
I saw the goal.
I go for Newcastle.
I don't know. I don't even know his name.
I go for Newcastle. I forgot his name.
But I have to apologise to Abdul because I did two in one. Right, I got his hopes up.
I've got amnesia.
The 2 games.
I only remember 1-0.
2 games.
I don't remember the
one was
replay.
we're crossing codes again. AFL, a team that has traditionally been terrible.
Yes.
This season done really well. They made finals, but then they went out quickly.
Yes.
And
Because
they were
of
playing
cost.
at the same time as
Newcastle.
Was it the same time?
was
Yeah,
the
it
same
was the same time.
The matches overlapped.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it
matches
did.
overlapped.
Yeah, it did.
And I was talking to Abdul and saying, "Ooh, could this be a night for Abdul?" His team was winning, and then they lost. They got knocked out. Newcastle was winning. They lost as well. So it was
Hey,
just...
cause notice the correlation here.
There is a
As soon as Michael talked about it, we were losing.
He's your jinxer.
I mean, he is.
Yeah.
He is. As soon as Cos told me about my Brisbane Lions, we started losing. See,
To be fair, it was an uphill battle. So.
Yeah, listen. Anyway,
But yeah, okay. So anyway, so Newcastle, yeah, it was great.
Newcastle was a good. Look, it was a good 5 minutes.
Good atmosphere. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Well, look, they took the lead after 4 minutes. It took about 20-something minutes for Liverpool to score. So, and that was a good goal too.
I only remember that.
That was a nice
exactly.
finish
That was the
by,
top,
by Mane.
he didn't have much space. Got top corner,
No, it was a good goal. It was
and
a good
then
save.
just before half time, Liverpool got a second goal, which was a bit more fortuitous. The keeper sort of stuffed up the parry, and it
Oh,
ended
look, you
up
make your own luck. Really.
walking it in.
You do. All right, let's move on from.
It's all in the
Newcastle.
details.
All right, let's
It doesn't
move on.
really matter.
right.
Liverpool won that game, but
Easily.
Manchester City.
What about
Yeah,
Salah-
see, we got-
what
that's
about Salah's
interesting.
goal?
Well, Salah's goal was Salah's goal, and doesn't really
It
matter.
was a nice goal.
No, it was a nice assist from
Yes.
Firmino. It was a nice little.
That was a
like,
brilliant
back
assist.
flick
That was
thing.
fantastic.
Everyone's been talking praise
Why-
about it.
and I'm looking at this going, as an Italian fan, I'm watching this and I'm going, yeah,
Where are the
look, I mean,
defenders?
it's a great goal and all that sort of thing, but I saw the mistake. No one followed his run. He just looked, you know,
That's classic Newcastle, mate.
it
don't know
really
what else to
pains
say.
me that these goals are just gifted.
I don't
Like
think
your
anyone.
Salah, he's running past you. You just,
Yeah.
I'll just let him run. I'll just let him go.
Well, to
Okay.
be fair, it was sort of just the ball came out of nowhere.
Look,
but-
great pass, but he's making a run. Can't you think? Oh yeah, he's going to get the ball. Like he's receiving. He
I
could
don't think he was
potentially
gonna get the ball.
receive the ball.
Well, they were in decent position, but as soon as
No.
the ball went to Salah's feet,
There's
it
nothing
was
you can
over.
do. There's
Like,
really
it was
nothing.
over.
No,
you
but
can
they
do.
weren't.
He knocked it past
No one followed his
because
run.
there was stuck thing. But anyway, enough about Liverpool.
Liverpool.
They won their game. Manchester City did not, which is why it's a significant thing because now Liverpool have a 5-point lead.
Norwich.
5-point lead.
And if it was the other way around, if it was Manchester City with a 5-point lead, everyone would be saying, "All right, it's done. Forget about it. It's
No,
just
no.
a
I
battle for second
disagree.
place."
No. Come on.
No, because Liverpool have done it once.
People have earned their respect. Liverpool's earned their respect. So I think if it was the other way around, I think Liverpool still got the in the bag, and I truly believe that this still 5 points is good, but is it even enough? I mean, look, they lost to Norwich. They shouldn't have lost to Norwich, but
Well, considering Norwich had, I think, 7 or 8 first-team players out as well.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of injuries.
Well, Manchester City are missing a lot of defenders, and that's part of the reason why they struggled
Are
here.
they missing a
because-
lot of defenders or just Laporte?
No,
Yeah.
they're just missing. Well, they don't have many defenders to start with,
Yeah,
and they're missing Laporte now.
because
and-
Company retired.
and
No, he
Company
left.
retired.
Retired,
Well,
and-
he didn't retire. He went to play for
Yeah, he went to-
Anderlecht.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
As-
His original
excuse me,
club,
as
wasn't
player
it?
manager, yeah,
Sort of his original where he started
yeah,
off.
He has some history.
Yeah,
there.
his history there. Yeah.
And he went there to be player manager. He's doing neither at the moment because he's injured,
He's injured, yeah.
and he's not actually the manager. So but that's Company.
What a life to live, injured and get paid. Let's go. Man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
and he had a testimonial which he didn't play in. But
What does that mean?
a test. You know, a testimonial. Testimonial is like a game
I
played.
know what a testimonial
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
when you
Yeah, but he didn't play.
give a review on the
No.
on some products, but
no. Testimonial in the sense that it's a game in his honor.
oh, okay, yeah, cool.
So for his years at the club at Manchester City, but he didn't play because
But
he
he didn't play. He's injured.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
In
what
typical,
a waste.
in typical Company fashion.
What
But no, still,
a waste.
Gary Neville played with Jamie Carragher, so it was,
Yeah,
it was
but
good.
the whole thing. Anyway, yeah,
Good
continue.
team.
Yep.
So anyway, they
So yes, Manchester City. God,
they're struggling a bit with the defenders, and Norwich is a team that themselves actually had injuries to their team.
Yeah.
yes.
7 or 8, including the manager was joking before the game, saying that like we're playing against Manchester City, we've got all these injuries. We can't actually defend against them now because we don't have their defenders basically. The players they need to defend aren't
That's right.
there. So they got no option. They got to attack. He
No,
said,
they got no
We're just
option.
going to go out there and do what we can, and then I'll cry in my house like later on or something like that. Like he said,
So it's arguably all those injuries caused them to win.
oh,
Well, they changed the way they normally play.
he's a good tactician apparently. No, that
Yeah.
he I think he would have done that anyway, to
Okay.
be honest. But like
Yeah.
he was basically just making light of the situation, but he's apparently a good tactician, and everyone's looking at ways like, how do you beat Manchester City? How do you beat him? But he sort of showed them the way. But also, I think that's what I found last season is that Manchester City, the trouble they have is when teams go at them, but only when their defenders
Yeah.
only matter
Yeah.
when teams go at them. There's so many teams that will just sit back, and they went through I think 4 or 5 games last season where they were missing I think 2 or 3 key defenders and Fernandinho. So basically their defensive unit was out, but the teams really went at them,
Went
so
at
it didn't hurt them.
Yeah.
And then you can put in a center, you can put in a midfielder in. You can put a striker at the back if you want, because he's not going to be under any pressure. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
that's right. Yeah. So Norwich has showed, well, I say,
think, yeah,
the
sorry.
blueprint. The blueprint.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Okay.
I think they've released a blueprint to potentially just beat Manchester City,
Just go at them.
especially now since their back line is struggling. I mean, this could be. They're not going to score 3 or 4 goals every week, which is probably what they're going to have to do.
Are we talking about Norwich or Man City?
No,
now?
Man City.
Okay.
Man City, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Because
What?
that could be true for both.
Well, it's Man City, and
Yeah, that's right.
and so then you can't rely on that, to consistently get you 3 points. You're going to have to some weeks keep a clean sheet or only concede 1 goal.
Well,
Correct.
not with the consistency that we saw last season. That'll be a real issue. Like when
Yeah,
back when Brendan Rodgers was at Liverpool and they had their and Pellegrini was at City, they had their petty 80-something points. Whatever. We'll look at 97, 98 plus here. So it's not going to do the job if you don't have a solid defense. The Italians.
well,
Yeah.
Get the Italian managers back in.
Oh, so what else?
yeah,
What
well,
else?
Mancini's no longer available, unfortunately.
What do you mean? Where is he at?
He's coaching the national team, bro.
Of course.
That's a pretty important thing.
That's
That's a
Italian.
great.
Great honour. But furthermore,
Yeah.
Premier League, we
Yes.
had 3 matchups which we thought, okay, this is going to shake some feathers here. The top 6, it's going to get broken into. This is when it's going to happen.
Yep.
Crystal
Top 6,
Palace
yeah.
played Tottenham.
Ooh.
Manchester United played against Leicester, and Chelsea travelled to Wolves. And we thought, all right, this is it.
Well, something was going to happen.
Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Even a draw, whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Chelsea 5-2, Tottenham 4-0,
Mm-hmm.
but Manchester United
1-0.
only 1-0
1-0.
with a dodgy penalty.
Yeah,
At
I don't know if
home.
I
So-
can. Yeah.
I think, despite the fact that none of those teams did anything,
But Leicester, fair enough, though. Leicester, fair enough.
well, yeah, that's
1-0. They're
away
a good
from
team.
home,
Yeah.
right? And I will go as far as to say I will put them on the same level as Manchester United, at least.
Leicester City.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're going away from home to what is essentially, a rival at your level.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And getting you're losing 1-0 while having it was even basically, and it was a penalty, and it was like a
Well, they,
Exactly.
didn't, they didn't deserve to lose. I saw the highlights. They created some really good chances, Leicester. They didn't deserve to lose that game.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So I think that's still well and truly on. But with Chelsea's weird 5-2. What kind of a scoreline is that really?
Yo, that striker was his name, man.
Tammy Abraham.
Oh,
Abraham.
man, he's my favorite. Yo, listen.
He's
7
killing
goals.
it. He's
Listen,
killing it,
he's
isn't
my favorite. I'm telling you.
7 goals in what basically 3 games.
Watch. He's going to be the top scorer. Watch.
he? Oh, he's going
I
to go
said it-
play
Well,
with
he's
I
currently the top scorer.
Well,
so
he is.
equal top scorer
But he's definitely, I think he's
with
going
Aguero.
Yeah.
He's also on fire.
But, oh, wow, of course, Aguero.
I think Lampard probably has to be praised for going
Sticking with him.
sticking with youth and giving them the confidence to just flourish.
Specifically him, because
Yeah.
at the start of the season, the first game against United, he was invisible. In the second game, I think Giroud came in, but he really wanted Abraham to get out there, and then put him back on, bang, gets the results. He scored 7 goals in 3 games.
If you pursue with youth and you give them a chance, and give them confidence, they will flourish.
I really actually,
If they've got the talent, they will flourish.
because that's
The problem is they're inconsistent. So if you go too much with too much youth, then you'll get some weird results.
but
But generally, if you give them the confidence and the environment to shine, they generally will.
well, that's what I like about Manchester United and Chelsea this season. they had their hands forced a bit. Chelsea, obviously, they got the transfer ban. Manchester United, they just got. How did Gary Neville say it? One of Abdul's favourite words.
Yeah, well, look, he did say he did say that Solskjaer needs at least 3 transfer windows to clear out the trash in the dressing room because there is a lot of trash in there. That's what he said.
That's what he said. That's not paraphrasing.
And can I say, well said?
Well said.
Well said.
All right, Abdul, who's trash at Manchester United?
Like specific player?
All right.
Are we talking about specific?
And still is and was last season or last few seasons, whatever. All the players that have come through since Ferguson retired. All right, let's name the
Ferguson.
trash.
Oh my God! Listen, I don't know. I
mean,
Di Maria wasn't playing well. Look, I know what you know. What the biggest trash? Player. I think the biggest trash of all, which combines the fact of good and trash, is that. And of course, just recently, how much is Manchester United paying
Inter Milan?
For Sanchez.
60%, is that correct?
He hasn't played a game yet for Inter, has he?
He came on. He came off the bench on one of the games. Yeah.
He hasn't. Yeah. And how did he do?
Oh, he did okay.
Listen, trash. All I'm saying is, when you got a player, that's never happened. 60 in the United squad, 60%. You paying for a loan. I just never seen it. So obviously,
60% to go
somewhere else. Please, can you just go? Sanchez is for my top one. And I think, look, Di Maria. I think Di Maria is not trash. I think obviously once he left United, he was playing well again. He's just a disappointment.
Well, I think the trash is mainly in the not in the boardroom. The people running the club.
Absolutely.
Because if you're bringing a guy like Di Maria to your club.
He's great on paper. Yeah.
He's a fantastic player.
On paper.
If you cannot get him to play well at your club, you haven't got. It means the system that you're playing does not suit him.
No.
So why bring him to your club?
Absolutely.
That's it.
No.
Why not change your system?
Or change your system.
I think Pogba should be playing way, 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 way better than he is now.
When you say way better, better as a player or better as in a better team?
No, as a player.
Okay.
No, as a player, because I think, look...
Well, see, he could be devoid of confidence as well. Like, there's a lot of pressure on him
but why is that?
week to lead the team.
Because Pogba devoid of confidence? Come on.
No, he could be.
He could show off his knob, but I mean, he's got confidence. But no, back to what you were saying. Okay. I think
there's a lot of pressure on him to lead that team every week, and that'll take its toll. Even you can sort of have an outward persona every week where you go. You can appear to be confident, but when you walk out on the field, you can feel the pressure.
No, that's right. But look, at the end of the day, again, and I think people like Smallings and
I don't understand why the defenders get so much.
They're just trash, though, man.
Well, Smalling is at Roma now, so.
Well, what's he doing there?
Well, I don't know. He left United.
That's one point. No one knows what he's doing. No one cares. First of all, it's surprising for an English player to go all the way to Italy. But I'm just saying that he's just not that. People like him. Well, who else? There's so many players that I just can't think of the top of my head right now. That it's just who else? Who else is?
All right, let's go through Herrera.
You're right. Herrera. I don't know much about Herrera.
Marcos Rojo.
Rojo.
Is that how you say it?
I think so.
I don't even know.
I don't know.
R-O-J-O. Rojo.
See, he's so trash we don't even know his name. He's so trash we don't even know his name. So let's move on from him. We don't even know who he is.
Lukaku.
Nah. That's my boy. That's my boy. Listen, I think for what he did, look, obviously he wasn't as good, but he did. Look, I think he did good. He wasn't great, but he was.
That's the thing. He was, I would say, one of the better strikers that have walked through that team.
Listen, he was as advertised.
He's a physical beast.
He's a beast. He did what he could, and
he's quick too. Apparently, he's got a real turn of speed. Like he's got pace.
I think it's one of those things where you got to play to see it, right? Because obviously on the camera you can't really see it, but yeah, you got to play.
Well, Lukaku for me was always. I always thought he was a bit overrated because everyone was hyping him up, but he only showed up for he's a flat track bully. He showed up for the little teams. Yeah. But then he started actually showing up against the big teams. I think it started it was a game against Chelsea. I think he scored a brace or something like that, and then he got injured a bit after that. But that was the moment when I thought, okay, now we're starting to talk here.
Yeah.
But he's copped so much People
I don't know
forget
why.
that
I don't
he
know
scored,
why.
I think, 12 goals in his first 14 games or
I don't
something
know. I
for
don't know
Manchester
why.
United.
Why did he cop so much? I don't know.
Like, even if you don't score for the rest of the season, that's still like a.
you did just say,
You are not complete. You are not trash.
but I think they were expecting again. I think he's like in the Di Maria camp where
They think they're a good team, the
They-
fans. So
yeah,
they're like
okay.
Newcastle fans. They think they're.
first of all, why you gotta this guy? Man, of course. Listen, what's wrong
that-
with
that's-
having a little
that
bit
is
of
an
hope?
inside joke we'll get to later.
What's wrong with having a little bit of hope and a little bit of expectation? What's wrong with that?
That's fine. Expectation's fine.
That's
but
all I'm saying.
but you know we'll get to this.
Okay, so let's talk about the. I'm really interested to talk about. Man, what a crack of a game! Watford, Arsenal. I mean, Jesus.
I heard that
Christ.
was a complete disaster.
utter disaster. I mean,
But
Arsenal lucky.
do you
That's
watch-
all I'm saying.
Did you watch the highlights for that?
I watched the
I did
highlights for
not.
that. Oh,
But I heard things.
I mean, I think it's one of those things where you got to watch the
Well,
game. You can't, the highlights don't.
The highlights
don't
don't
do
do
it
that
justice.
game justice. You need to watch the game.
When you got 31
Arsenal,
shots,
look, Arsenal conceded 31 shots or something like that.
that's right.
31
Right.
shots. That's right.
31 shots.
22 shots in one half.
Yeah,
I mean,
That's the
that's-
most. They
that
conceded
was
the
the
most
first
shots
That was
of
the
any
first
team
time.
this season.
They did not deserve to win.
By the way,
I mean, to draw that game, they shouldn't have even got been ahead at halftime.
I agree with
to
that.
be honest.
I
Yeah, so
agree.
they scored two.
They were lucky to get a
opportunistic. Yeah,
Wait, cause you've seen it, right?
Oh, sorry, even after Watford equalised, they should have got the third goal.
The third goal, exactly.
Let's
They
remember
really
Watford's
should've.
situation here. So Watford have got 1 point from the first 4 games before this game. It was against Newcastle. Was it Newcastle?
Yep.
Yep.
Newcastle. And they sacked their
Again, I've
manager.
got very quick amnesia. I don't remember.
They lost their manager very quickly, but brought an ex-manager back from the dead. So a very strange situation where half an hour after they sacked their manager, he's been replaced by, I think, the manager that he replaced. So
Nothing says like progress when you hire your ex.
going back to the ex.
Let's go to the ex.
Oh.
This is gonna go down well.
Well, sometimes it's a case of you just didn't know what you had until you left.
Hey, you know what? That's true. Wow, that's
We missed
That
you.
can happen. Yeah.
God. This guy's a poet. He knows what he's doing. All right, I like that one. That was good. That was really good.
It's just
It's not all
just
negative.
a bit of wisdom. Abdul.
I like that wisdom.
Yeah.
No, just a bit of
I like
Italian romanticism.
I
All
love it.
that. Yeah.
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 But yeah, look, so Watford, well, look, Arsenal was in a winning position, and apparently the captain, I'm going to put that in air quotes on that one, because Xhaka is, no one really recognises him as the actual captain, but he was the captain for the day, or whatever it is. He said the team was scared in the second half.
Wow.
They were scared. And
It
so
certainly
they
looked
got
like it.
mentality issues, Arsenal, still, which is weird, right? Because, you know, under Wenger, for 20 years, the same guy, they had the same issues, like, all right, cool, the manager's doing the same stuff over and over again, right?
That's right.
They've got a new manager in, he's brought in new players, and they're doing this. They're still Arsenal, like they're still Wenger's. Like, I can't put my finger on it. Like,
No.
how does that happen? How does a team
I don't.
do? It's so uniquely Arsenal, though. Like, there's no other team.
The thing, these things can become embedded within the club, like the culture
Yeah.
of the club,
That's right. Yeah.
over time.
Mhm.
And then, so if you're a new arrival and you go in that dressing room
Yeah.
and you start to meet the players, mingles, train with them every day, you'll start to, that sort of mentality will creep onto you.
So they've infected Emery. You're saying?
Well, no, I'm not saying they've infected Emery, but for Emery, it's a tough job to change the mentality. That's probably the thing that's not talked about as much. It's really hard to change a player's mentality or a mindset.
But he picked up on that the first Premier League game. No,
No, that's what I'm saying.
It
It's
was-
really hard to do. You can change the team's style of play, the physicality, whatever. The mental side of the game is so hard to work on, and that just takes time.
But because the reason I say is because they played Manchester City in his first game. This was last season. First game of the season. It was against Manchester City at home. They got battered 3-0, and it was kind of expected because, he just got there, right? And after that game, straight away he's like, this needs to change. The next game they got beaten as well, I think, but they were playing away at Chelsea or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Another tough game, right? And then afterwards they started putting a good run together and stuff like that. I thought, he was getting it out of them, you know what I mean? Like, because it's a new system, etc. And like, because the one thing that Arsenal have not had since the Invincibles days is that steel, that like grit to grind through a game. And sometimes you see it, but like in a situation like this, it's just I know it was away at Watford. The atmosphere is probably intimidating. People forget that sometimes.
I understand all that, but honestly,
But again,
man,
it comes down to a mindset.
it is a mindset. But 31 shots. That's just entirely
Well,
too much.
yeah, well,
They've
they're
been
also,
conceding a lot of shots. They've conceded more shots than any other team this season.
that's
I
on
mean, that's-
Emery as well. There's something wrong with your style of play.
Yeah.
They're actually not playing good.
Well, but that's the thing, all right? It's not something that was there in his previous teams. So where's it coming from? Sevilla, PSG, before that. So it's just it's something they need to sort out. But
Absolutely.
we said at the start of the season, Arsenal are probably still on par for hitting their target this season because they haven't.
Oh, you wouldn't push the panic button now.
Well, they lost.
after
They lost
this
to
result.
Liverpool, and that's their only loss of the season. They had a good draw with the opposite happened with Tottenham. Right? It was at home, obviously, but they were 2-0 down, and then they came back or it was 1-0 down. They came back 2-1 down. They came back again. They scored two.
Yeah.
They came from behind.
But-
and now they've done the opposite away from home. So look, it's one game in the end.
Look, it's one game, but what Shaka said that they felt scared. That's a bit ominous.
Well,
I would say at Watford, like, why are you scared?
Oh, exactly. Especially if you're Arsenal.
I heard Watford can be a bit chaotic.
Oh wow, chaotic.
I get it, but
You're a pro. Just play.
Exactly. You 2-0 up.
Well, it's good
Take
that
care
they
of business.
acknowledged it.
Nah, dude,
If
take
they
care
work
of
on
business.
it, they got to take care of it. They
Gotta
got
take
to
care of business,
Well, that's
bro.
the thing. Like they'll put the money where their mouth is. They're playing Europa League first.
Yeah.
and then they
Okay.
go back in the Premier League. I can't remember who they're playing, but
Well, we'll see about when they do that. But
I think
let me look. The one game I really want to talk about briefly is Aston Villa West Ham.
Why is that, Abdul?
Well, because it was goddamn boring. I watched that highlight and it was trash.
Oh, yeah.
You got a red card. That's the only highlight. There was a red card on West Ham.
I've got a better highlight. So
but no, that's all I wanted to say. That's it. Thank you.
I've got one thing to say about that game as well.
I've got
It was
nothing else.
0-0, Abdul.
It was
It was
0-0.
0-0.
With nothing else to talk about.
Read an article
I thought I might just show some love to Aston Villa.
which must have been by a West Ham fan. This article.
Okay.
They said West Ham have continued their fantastic start to the season with a hard-earned 0-0 draw
I mean,
at
listen.
Aston Villa.
Look, man.
I mean,
Listen. Guess your
They
points. Am I
also,
right?
said,
Am I wrong?
they also said fantastic to start to the season. If you take out the fact we lost 5-0 to Manchester City on the opening day.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So again, at the end of the day,
take that out. I mean, everyone's had a fantastic start, haven't they? You take that. Oh, Newcastle have had a fantastic start. If you take out all the other results and just put up their wins,
the worst result
you can
by
make out
any
anything.
team.
You can make out anything. Everyone has had a fantastic start.
correct.
So, look, so spirits are quite high at West Ham. Oh yeah, and they're talking about they're a shoe-in for top 6, I think, as well. So a shoe-in for top 6. Well, look, West Ham are also knocking on the door of the top 6. Just they're like the dark horse. I don't really.
Who is the dark horse?
West Ham.
Come on, man.
No, they
Come on, man. Stop it.
people say
Stop
when
it.
you look at us on paper, yes.
Stop. Who they
Never
got?
look at paper.
Who they got? Who
Never
they got?
look at paper.
Who they got?
I can't remember.
Exactly. That's my point. That's my point. The West Ham ain't gonna
Is the
do
magic
top
word
6.
gonna come out? Are you
Top
gonna say
bottom
that
6.
they are-
Top bottom 6.
So what would you call them?
The bottom 6, absolutely.
Well, right now I think they're top 4. So
Oh well.
everyone's in top 4.
Everyone's
right now.
exactly.
Everyone's in top 4.
Where are we at? Hold on. Let's Newcastle. Man, we like at least mid-table. That's gonna change very quickly. We at least. I mean, look at. Oh no, we're not. We're bottom 3. But look. At the end of the day,
Fair effort with 5 points.
yeah. West Ham is 8th right now. Okay,
Oh, it's a very competitive league.
it's a great. I love this game.
Very
competitive.
I love it so much. All right.
But I think that's it for the Premier League.
Yes, that's it.
All
All
right,
right.
we'll move on from there. Quick look to Serie A. Serie A, they have.
I've got no contribution. I still haven't watched it.
Oh no, don't worry. You don't need to watch anything. Inter Milan, they have hit the top of the league.
Oh,
Okay, I haven't fact checked this yet, but apparently this is the first time in 4 or 5 seasons that Juventus have not been at least joint top of Serie A.
I wonder why. Inter Milan. I'm telling you.
No, but
I'm telling you.
It's quite incredible, really, when you think about it. If that's true.
If that's true.
I'm
find it
quite
hard to
sure
believe.
that
I find it hard to believe
yeah.
too. I feel like Napoli was ahead at some point somewhere.
Yeah, like it's hard to believe.
That might have been more than 4 years ago, which I find possible. That's definitely possible.
Well, at the same time, though, again, who else we got? Inter Milan. I'm telling you, they're going to be top three.
Inter's the only team to have won every game. Yeah. Every team's dropped points.
Ooh.
Inter's kept the 100% record. But,
Look, I'm telling you,
Juventus drew 0-0.
Juve drew 0-0 to Fiorentina.
Who got their first point of the season?
They did, yeah.
They did. That's 3 games or 4 games.
Good start.
That's 3.
Good start.
3 games.
3 games in. But Juventus, they didn't play well. They did not play well, but they lost. They had 2 injuries early in the game, so it was kind of become a slog in the heat. So,
hey, Ronaldo play?
Ronaldo did play.
Okay.
Yeah.
0-0.
And it was 0-0. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know how it was 0-0. Fiorentina should have scored at least 2 or 3.
Oh, I see.
But somehow that game ended up 0-0. It wasn't boring at all.
Yeah, they're still working out the
So the scores.
The score was 0-0, but it wasn't played like
it does not reflect
no. No. I watched that game.
I think that's the Italian talking in you, man.
I watched the game. You
True, okay, I gotta watch the game. You're right. No, you're right.
But no.
Napoli did their bit, so they're catching up again, I think.
Yeah, Napoli won 2-0 against Sampdoria, so they're back in the season, back in the top hunt for the top 4.
So that's sort of like a 3-way, like a tussle for the top 3. So we're not sure how that's going to play out because Juventus have copped a few injuries and stuff like that. So,
but one significant, Costa's going to be out for a couple of months.
Oh, there you go. So
Douglas Costa.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
So that could really hurt them. So we'll be keeping an eye on them.
Okay.
I just feel this season is a lot closer than what it was.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, there's something special happening.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Especially with the intensity in Conte's eyes. But moving on from
Serie A. Actually, Conte, actually, he's really taken sort of issue with Inter's culture as well, which is funny because Inter have a song that they play before the start of every game. It's called Pazza Inter Amala, which means crazy Inter, but I love you anyway, or something like that.
Okay.
And it's based on their history, how crazy they are that they can just snatch defeat from the jaws of victory and all that sort of thing. And how they choke whenever they win a title or something like that.
So like Arsenal.
Yeah, like Arsenal.
Wow.
And Conte's come out and saying, no, we can't sing this song anymore because you're actually celebrating the fact that we lose.
Celebrating that crap.
And it's like, so he's against it. So that's the intensity of the man.
Well, the hopes are high in Milan now. They're singing, obviously not the red half, but yeah.
I know
Inter.
it's hope. I know it's high for me.
The red half are quietly just going about it.
Yeah, they're still
the 2 wins and 1 loss, but
that's so they're in line with Napoli. But
Is Inter undefeated?
Inter is undefeated.
Oh, man, that sounds way better than 2-1.
100% record.
100%, 3 straight.
Sounds better than 2-1. Shit. Okay,
well, it's kind of similar in Germany and that other one that we don't like, Spain. La Liga. They've got a 3-horse. Well, look, Spain. They've got who is it?
Well, there's always a 3-horse race in Spain, and then one usually drops off.
I think Sevilla's top at the
through.
moment. That's not going to last.
Sevilla's
top. Yeah, because Atletico lost. They lost 2-0,
change,
and they were completely outplayed. Apparently,
they can win the league.
Who?
Sevilla?
No, they're not.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
you're saying this with a smile on his face.
Yeah, of course. You can hope. Who's actually believing me now?
I'm not believing you.
Okay,
of course.
Sevilla's not going to do too much there. Look, they'll drop off eventually. But anyway, Atletico's dropped away, so it's going to be, it's just going to be who stuffs up less there. Because I mean, they're playing at a high level. But
Barcelona, I reckon, should probably win. I mean, when Messi comes back,
Yeah,
how long?
Suarez is back.
Suarez is back.
That's why they won 5-2 against Valencia.
Yeah. How long does Messi have?
I'm not sure how long he's out for, but he will be back at some point.
I think he'll be maybe 2 weeks or something like that, or within the next week or something along those lines.
Oh, okay.
But in Germany, the Leipzig is top, and they've done really well, and they've carried that through to the Champions League, which we'll get to in a moment. Bayern caught up a little bit. Because they played each other, they drew. So Bayern's 2 points behind. Dortmund caught up.
Yeah.
Because they
smashed Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Oh, 4-0.
Abdul's like, Leverkusen, damn, those guys.
I'm going to stay quiet on this.
Leverkusen, just to give you context, they're like maybe top 6 side,
Okay.
So smashing them is good effort, you know.
Yeah.
And obviously in the Bundesliga it varies a bit more. So you know, like the top 6 this season, like 12th next season, you know,
Yeah.
like it varies.
Much like the crossover of the AFL. It's much like that where it's
yeah, well
all
that's
over.
completely bonkers. But
Yeah.
unless you're Richmond,
Yes.
yeah, doing good now.
No,
But
very
yeah, so
consistent.
there's sort of these 3-horse races going on in these other 3 leagues, which is interesting to keep an eye on. But obviously, there's nothing interesting in Europe because all the other teams are trash.
Yep. Agreed.
But we will go to Europe quickly and just gloss over because this morning we had some, and most importantly, our 3 sort of strange groups. Because there's 3 groups there that we care about. Funnily enough, the last 3 groups, the Group F, Group G, Group H, we don't care about Group E where Liverpool lost this morning. Unless, Abdul, you got something to say about that? Because I feel like you've got...
That was a good game, cause wasn't it? That was a
It
good
was a
game.
good game.
That was
a
a
very
Napoli.
good
What an
Only if you
effort.
appreciate defending, though.
What
Otherwise,
an effort, honestly.
if you like my
That was-
dad, he just gets frustrated that Liverpool weren't scoring goals. But
Listen, I don't blame him, but I'm just telling you right now, what an effort from Napoli. I mean,
It was a
I tell
great
you what,
performance.
it's a great performance.
Look, but both defenses were on top, but,
Yeah, but-
it was more of a case of who's going to stuff up first.
That's right. Someone
And
had to come out on
Liverpool won
top.
that race.
Liverpool won that race, yeah.
unfortunately,
Someone had to come out on top, and you know what? It was Napoli on that at the end of the day. It was good.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, it was a good game. It was a good game.
I think Napoli must.
only
have-
if you appreciate defense.
Well, I think
well-
Napoli sent Liverpool to their change rooms, which
Yeah, we talked about that last week. There.
which
They-
weren't obviously complete, and Napoli used Liverpool.
I'll tell you what. After half time, Liverpool looked really shaken up. I feel like
Yeah.
they actually went into
I'm telling you, they went in there. Why would you disadvantage yourself? You're at home.
Just to give you context there, Abs, the Napoli changing rooms, they weren't up to scratch. They were getting renovations and they didn't get done. the coach wasn't happy, and Cos said that they were going to send Liverpool in because this is only the home changing rooms, not the away changing rooms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
they
the home
must have-
changing room is the one supposed to be like amazing, right?
Well, you
Generally
think so,
speaking, yeah.
Well, they did the old switcheroo, and
Oh, okay.
yeah. But all right. So Group F is the alleged group of death, containing Dortmund, Barcelona, Inter Milan, and Slavia Prague. Slavia Prague was the team that at the Champions League draw
God,
just
unfortunate.
looked at it and laughed, and then just thought, well, at least we're gonna, play against good players.
How unfortunate.
Dortmund played out a 0-0 draw with Barcelona.
I heard.
And Dortmund was a better team. They should have
Okay.
probably won that game.
Yeah.
But they like hit the post a few times and they just didn't get the job. There were really good saves in there. So Inter Milan was at home to Slavia, and so this was their easiest game of this thing by a pretty long shot. They're playing at home against the weakest side.
Yep.
And we're probably not giving Slavia Prague credit, but it's probably
I think they're a bit better than what people are saying.
no. The thing, well, they're not complete trash, but they're still the worst team in that group.
Oh yeah, you'd say that, but they're not that bad.
So it's
either.
still the easiest fixture.
Yeah.
And Inter Milan drew. So I don't know about your predictions about Inter Milan in the
I understand
semi-final.
what you're saying. I
gonna
understand
come
what
through.
you're saying. But let me tell you something. They're going to come out of that group. They're going to come in and they're going to win and they're going to get into semifinals. I'm telling you. Just watch.
Now there is traction to your prediction, Abdul. There is
Because they're playing well
think
right
about
now.
it, like Lukaku and Martinez,
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
warming up.
the strike partners.
That's
they're
right.
just getting started.
They're just getting
And don't
started.
forget,
They'll get
And
better.
they're going to get better.
super sub Sanchez.
Super set. Yeah. Yeah, well.
Well, super sub Barella actually.
Thank
today.
you.
He
Thank you.
got the equaliser in the 92nd minute.
I mean, look at that. And,
Yeah, they have to
and,
come from behind.
and, yes, but still.
they've got two very young central midfielders. They're Sensi and Barella. I don't know why Barella didn't start, but they're both young and they're good.
Because you might well be speaking different
So,
language here.
yeah.
No, but I'll tell you, no, there's
What are
nothing
you
wrong with
talking
that.
about?
But I'll tell you this.
I don't know these players, so like, just give us some.
Well, young Italian players,
Yeah,
they're
Italian
they're coming through. They were both. Well, Barella came from Cagliari, haha, and Sensi came from Sassuolo, and
I love their colours.
yeah, they're good colours, aren't they?
Yeah.
No, but they're both touted as like the future of the Italian national team.
Oh, okay.
So
there you go.
they're going to be they're good players.
Alright.
Look, come from behind doesn't
Barella,
matter.
Barella
Equalise.
got the equaliser.
He got the equalizer. Look, Conte and not Conte.
My point is, I can see Inter getting better as the season goes on.
Thank you.
That's all I can.
Thank
That's all
you.
I can say. And I think that they are capable. If the draw favours them, if they get a good round of 16 quarterfinals,
Oh yes,
and they get out of the group, obviously,
I believe
they can. They are capable of going on a run.
Oh yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
So that's all they need to do.
they need to get that momentum. But that was a good chance for 3 points, and they
It
blew
was,
so.
yeah. But they,
You're right. It was.
They shot
good.
themselves in the foot, but they could still look. Barcelona, Dortmund. I'm not.
I think they can do
expecting
something
them
against Dortmund. I think they can do something against Dortmund.
I think they can do something against both of them, but they need to be playing better.
Good.
But
I think
Agreed.
they'll play into Inter's hands, really.
Exactly.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But because they're a bit loose, those two. But Group G, this is the trash group. This has Lyon, Zenit St. Petersburg, Benfica, and Leipzig. All right. Leipzig, I think, is the lowest ranked team in that group.
Oh yeah.
Why are we talking about them?
They're probably going to
Why are we talking about them then?
because this is a group which
God.
anyone can get through. But Leipzig, they're top of the Bundesliga.
Well, Timo
and the top of
Werner's
their
killing
group.
it.
They won at Benfica, who are arguably the second best team in that group, because I think Zenit is their rank 1 team because of the
Well, they won the league, the Russian league.
yeah,
Yeah,
Russia league. So Leipzig looks like they're going to be topping that group. Benfica, I think, would possibly come second, but yeah, Lyon drew Zenit. I think that's as far as we need to go. But yeah, I think Leipzig is one to keep an eye on.
Yep.
Because, like I said, German league.
They seem reliant on Timo Werner, though.
He plays for him, so
Yeah, he
he
does.
might as well be. But the last group, Valencia beat Chelsea 1-0. And I don't know if you've seen the goal.
I have not actually.
No, I have not.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'll just explain. It was a chip basically over the wall, which the player sort of went to kick it, pretty much missed it, got like a flicker of a toe onto it, and then it bounced off the ground awkwardly, and then bounced sort of into the top corner. It was just the most. It was just terrible.
That's
it was
disgusting.
and
That's what that is.
and they're cheering it
That's
like
gross.
they've won the World Cup. But to be fair, they won away from home against Chelsea.
Well, you
which-
take that. Geez.
yeah, you definitely take that. But,
Absolutely.
But suddenly Valencia favourites to win the group, which is
That's a
absolutely
bit
ridiculous.
Okay.
reaction,
Especially
yeah.
after Ajax beat Lille 3-0.
3-0, yeah.
And they're in that same group, are they?
Yeah, same group. So Ajax, I'm tipping Ajax to win that group.
Well, Ajax did lose De Ligt and De Jong, but they're still playing the same
Well,
sort
that
of...
group is Chelsea, Valencia, Lille, and Ajax. So
But they're still playing the same sort of football they were last
yeah,
season.
and, and against these teams, they can pull it off.
Well, yeah.
So-
They play very quick, quick passing football. They play well.
And the way they play, it's very
It's system based. It's not like they're
Exactly,
reliant
they're-
on one sort of individual
it's
players.
more interchangeable. So
Yeah.
they're not as reliant on those players that they lost. So, but I think that's enough of a roundup for those.
Yep.
We're going to quickly now go to our big topic, which is going to be a bit smaller than I was expecting it to be. But there's only so much you can talk about when it comes to Michael Owen, eh?
Oh.
But
Oh my goodness. I mean, listen.
oh look, this has been all over the papers for the last couple of weeks. The dust has settled a bit. People have gotten over the controversy of Michael Owen.
Michael Owen. Now, you guys already know that he got a new book out, as you guys know.
Yeah, I've heard about the new book.
He's a new book, right? I have not read it. I'm not buying it. But I will say that there was a little segment, though, that has caused a little bit of...
There were many segments.
But this one,
Snippets.
for me,
Spoke
out.
yeah,
And I think it's also made the... there was a bit of a spat, okay? And I think that's what really is catching on compared to the other ones that he had, right? So the basic thing is that, obviously, as you guys know, Michael Owen, the last 6 or 7 years of his career, as one would
you
say,
can call it that.
he can call it that, started off well, but then obviously towards the end of his career,
He enjoyed the first half a lot more.
yeah, absolutely.
For good
And look, but the first half, and then the second half, he enjoyed the massage table way more than that. So
Yeah.
now, obviously, he was coming back from. He went to Newcastle for 6 or 7 years for about 120,000. The most, by the way, at the time.
Was it that long? 6 or 7 years?
No. I'm saying he played for that. 6 years, whatever. But anyway, the point is that he.
Well, he played in Newcastle for 4 years.
I'm just saying, like. Oh, well, I'm saying, yeah, the injury prone. Okay, the injury was for about 6 or 7 years.
We'll just do a quick map here. Played for Liverpool, went to Real Madrid, came back to Newcastle, then went to Manchester United, and pretty much that's where it ended. Went to Stoke, but that didn't count.
So basically, yeah, exactly. So we're not going to talk about those other ones.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway,
We're talking
so
about Newcastle
basically, right, what happened was that he is...
after Real Madrid.
Yeah, so what happened was that he said that he did not enjoy his years in Newcastle.
He's nothing if not honest.
I mean, he did not enjoy it at all. And then...
That's okay. I
That's-
mean, some people enjoy, some people don't.
Listen.
It's your
It
circumstances.
was... I don't know what you're
I'm feeling like there's a word on the tip of your tongue, something
Yeah.
along the lines of
Look,
disrespect.
let me tell you something.
Disrespect?
We paid good money. If you guys remember, we paid good money for this man. I don't even care what it is. We paid good money. He was our biggest signing at that time, right? We expected some things, okay? That because he was coming off from Liverpool, right? We expected big things.
Well,
However-
expected a goal every week. probably.
Listen,
Yeah.
you know what we saw?
When he was
Wait, hold on. Oh wait, we didn't see him on the pitch. We never saw him. So anyway, he's thinking,
We didn't
okay,
have cameras in the medical.
if there was, we would see a lot more of him. But unfortunately, he did not, and he had the audacity to complain and say, "Look, somebody, of course, they can say, I don't enjoy this because I wasn't on the field that much and that sort of thing." But then obviously, Alan Shearer was like, "Look, he was known for being a tough guy, and he's played through injury, whatever the case may be. Of course, if he's injured, he won't play, but he's known for that hard knock guy." He spat. He talked to. Sorry.
So this is over Twitter.
This is over Twitter. Some
Yep.
beef, and he said, that basically,
This is
So-
recent, right?
this is recent, and he
Alright,
said,
yeah.
what, you got $120,000 and you complaining pretty
Pounds.
much. I'm paraphrasing.
Which is much more
Yeah.
than dollars.
100,000, sorry, pounds.
100,000 pounds.
A
Yeah.
week. I mean, and so that was the sort of. I don't know if you guys
That's a good
have
massage.
seen. I've not seen it. It's a great massage. Great massage.
It's
But to complain.
it's just
is
out
my
of this
point.
world. Yeah, and he did complain, but look, money isn't everything.
No, money's not everything. If you're not playing, what's the point?
All right.
I'm just trying to.
So the
wind you
reason
up.
why we're talking
just
about this
saying.
today, the reason why we're talking about this today is because what you see in the newspapers is not all that it seems.
Wow.
Now, what I've been told
Yeah.
is that
Who's-
actually, cause you know something about this.
Who's told you, Mike?
He's got a source. He's got a source. He will not reveal.
I read things.
He will not reveal his source.
All right,
go
so
ahead.
yeah, I can't. A good reporter never reveals his sources.
Oh,
fair
Cause,
enough.
you will if I
Cause
force
you're
you.
my source. All right. Actually, for this one, Cos was my source.
Okay.
And then I read his source.
So you have opinions. You have opinions. All right.
No. It wasn't,
I don't
wasn't-
have any
No, it wasn't
opinions.
opinion.
I just
He
saw
read
something,
something.
like,
oh, that's
and,
pretty
he
funny.
brought up. I think it's Soccernomics. That clubs.
Yeah, I've been reading Soccernomics. It's
So about how clubs they buy players to feel like they're a big team or something along those
yeah, they
lines.
do that often. They'll
we go.
buy a big name
It's maybe a bit of
to market themselves to the fans, to say like, "Oh, we're still a big club." Blah blah blah. Buy a season ticket, come and watch us. And then it doesn't work out because they're often what clubs often do is that they'll buy players.
doesn't fit the system.
Well, they don't fit the system, but B, they don't even look after them.
Yeah.
They don't even support their transition to a new city that they've never been to, which makes their life a lot harder. They start feeling pressures off the field that they really shouldn't be feeling, which then affects them on the field. But I don't know if Newcastle did that, though.
Well-
I'm just reading Soccernomics.
A bit of backstory to Michael Owen's move to Newcastle. So first of all, he spent 6 or 7 years at Liverpool. 6 or 7 years in the first team, and he was there since he was a kid. Right?
That's
So
right.
he went through the ranks.
An amazing career. And
he had great fun. That was the first half. First half of his career was basically Liverpool. Then Real Madrid came calling, right? And so from what I heard an interview now with Michael Owen, and he said that when Real came, he thought this was going through his head. Now, in hindsight, it's like, well, that was ridiculous. What was I thinking? But
Yeah.
the way he looked at it was, I'll go to Real Madrid, go there for a season or two, then come back to Liverpool. Just have like a
Sounds
like
like
I'll come back to Liverpool.
sounds like
It
a
was
good
in his
plan.
head. It's like it'll just happen. I'll just go and we'll be back just like old times.
I mean, it sounds good.
And and everyone.
I suppose you can think up anything in your head. You can make anything sound good. Can you?
Well, it was the only person's head that was going through was his, right? 'Cause
Yeah, but that's
everyone
what I'm saying. Like,
everyone at Liverpool was thinking,
can
once
make,
you leave,
you can make up your own fantasy.
Yeah.
It's just
well, Liverpool, they're like, once you leave, it's like, well, I don't think it's that simple. It's like, no, I want to go, whatever. And then when Real Madrid, after 2 seasons, said, all right, like, let me go, something along those lines. Like, all right, cool, we'll let you go. Liverpool, put in an offer, but Newcastle put in a better offer. right? And
Yes, we
Owen,
did.
and no, but not for Owen, for Real Madrid.
Yes,
And
that's what it was,
Owen
about 67,
said,
I think.
I want to go back to Liverpool, and they're like, sorry, like Newcastle gave us a better offer. You either go there or you go
I
to
see.
Everton. That was the other option. So he could go to.
So just to put this in perspective, Newcastle and Everton outbidded Liverpool.
Actually, I think Everton was later on when he went to Manchester United. So his options were Everton, Hull, Manchester United.
Oh, wow.
Terrible. He did not think much of teams that were sort of in the lower battle.
Hold on.
You gotta know how your
Again,
contract situation
All right,
works, man.
But
Real
anyway,
quickly, no.
Okay, so-
Newcastle, sorry, at that time, we were top 6. We were battling for good. No, look it up.
back then,
Yes, we
when
were.
Owen first came,
Look it up.
when he first came,
Look it up.
Oh,
It was
I,
a
think I think I was post your top 6.
No, but I'm saying-
I don't think you were top 6 anymore.
No, I'm saying we were battling for top 6. I'm saying we were good enough to go.
So you were 12th.
We weren't 12th, okay? And it was the tail end of Alan Shearer's career, so we weren't trash. Is what I'm
No,
saying.
you definitely.
Yeah,
it was
Shearer was still
definitely.
playing.
It was definitely pre-trash. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
No,
It
you
was
weren't
not
playing.
trash.
So it wasn't like
You
we
didn't
were
get relegated
trash.
until Owen's last season. So.
Correct. So I'm just saying, when it first got... Anyway, go ahead, though. I just got to defend.
All right, yeah, no, that's cool, it's cool. All right, so now he's in the situation where Newcastle's, put this bid in, and he's thinking,
What's he,
what am I going to do?
what he's thinking? Like you got a contract at Real Madrid, but somehow, just put me back. Like you've got the power. No, you don't have the power.
Yeah, well,
how do you not know how this works?
He didn't think about it. He's just because if I don't know if you watch like Michael Owen as a pundit, but and the way he talks, the way he writes articles and things like that.
No, I haven't seen
does
it.
not put much thought into what he says.
Okay.
He's very blunt, right?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, he might, if he thinks about it, then he'll go, "Oh yeah, he'll admit right afterwards."
Yeah.
But in the moment, he just will not think. He'll just be, why would you be offended by that? Why would I think so? So yeah, he's just one-minded. He's going, all right, I'll go to Real Madrid. I'll come back to Liverpool. Didn't happen that way. Newcastle came out to him. They made this offer to him. The guy dragged him over. They did the whole oh yeah, I'll bring you here and made it look all rosy and stuff like that.
Well, you have to.
And then
Exactly.
Owen was kind of just like,
You're recruiting, right? You're recruiting.
It's like, I really don't want to go to Newcastle because he
Damn,
I
from
know
the get-go as well.
it's discriminatory the way it's disrespectful the way he went about it.
He's living in a fantasy.
Yeah, he is living in a fantasy world, right? And he's
Such a
thinking,
fantasy.
I don't want to go to Newcastle. I want to go to Liverpool. He's like a kid, And
By the way, he's
then
getting paid top money like this.
that's the thing. They pay top money. They did all this stuff for him, and then that was all this hype, and he got sucked into it, and he just went, you know what? This feels alright, and then he finally signed for him.
It's like it's a phase, isn't it? You don't want to go, then you go, it might be alright. Yeah. It's
And after signing for him, he's like, this isn't that bad. It's good for like a week, and then it just got really, very quickly. The fans they loved him and stuff like that, but then things didn't start going a little bit his way, and then everything just went downhill. And after a few months, he was like, I don't like these fans, and I don't care about
That's
them.
right. He said he doesn't like the fans. That's right. He doesn't like the fans, and he blamed Alan Shearer for the tail end of his career. When Alan Shearer became sort of a manager there, I think for a short time.
he did manage it for a short time, yeah.
And he was blaming him for and he was blaming for him for all the injuries and that sort of thing. He's
Is
pointing the
this
finger.
Shearer blaming Owen?
Well, I think Shearer, what he was saying was you should have, at least toughen up a little bit.
I got some back thing on that too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Owen's thing. So, sorry to think, but anyway, so Owen, obviously, because this is about what he said, right? Because in the book he said that Shearer was a failure, right? Which is objectively true. He came in 7 games to go. It's not his fault for being a failure. Their team was going down. This is nothing he could do.
It seems like this book is just him venting. Like he's just frustration just boiled over.
I think that is what
taken
it
out
is.
of context.
It was?
Because he said that he didn't say it. Oh, Shearer sucks. He was a failure. He just said, I think he was angry at me because his time there was a failure, which it was, and then I think in the last game or something like that. People were accusing Owen of thinking about his next contract because his contract was about to run out, and he's injured near the end of the season, and he said essentially, I'm not 100%, but like I'll play because like I'm needed, kind of thing. Like so he kind of went out of his. That's the way he has it in his head anyway, in his fantasy.
Well, I can't.
Hard to
I
tell.
do have to say that he was injured a lot, and that's not necessarily his fault.
Yeah.
But he also did say that this is his tweet. He said, "Not sure." To Alan Shearer, when he said Alan Shearer said to Michael Owen, when he said about I don't like being here, that sort of thing. He's like, yes, Michael, we thought that also, whilst on 120k a week, and then he responded by saying, not sure you're as loyal to Newcastle as you make out, mate. I distinctly remember you being inches away from signing for Liverpool after Sir Bobby Robson put you on the bench. You tried everything to get out. You guys heard that one?
I did not hear that one.
Alan Shearer.
And that is what we're talking about here. This is the stuff that happens behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
And I had another story. Well, the thing is, Owen, I don't know. I think maybe he sometimes his fantasy side takes over a bit.
Yeah.
Gerrard apparently was forced out of the not forced. I don't know, something along the lines of saying.
Oh, I see.
He got his. He wanted to sort of keep going and playing, and then like getting eased into a coaching role or something along those lines. But
okay.
The club essentially went, like, look, we need to get you off the wage bill essentially, and sort of something along those lines. And
wow, Liverpool
essentially cut his.
Are you going to treat a legend like that? You guys going to treat a legend?
But this is Michael Owen talking. This is Michael Owen, and we're like, and I don't know if that's based on an.
Wait. So this is what Michael Owen said.
Yes.
Had happened.
Yes, at Liverpool.
Okay.
When he was technically,
I reckon I believe that. I think I'm going to believe that.
And
one.
can I also mention he's still currently an ambassador for Liverpool.
Michael Owen.
He's employed by Liverpool.
Michael Owen.
And he has been for a while.
Oh, right.
So.
No wonder he's saying all this. You know what, man?
So and Liverpool fans weren't happy with that. So he's annoyed the Newcastle fans. He's annoyed the Liverpool fans.
Well, if it's true, then what's there to be unhappy about?
Yeah, but like that's the thing. Even if it's true, fans don't want to know. They don't want to know.
If it's true,
but
if it's true, it's true. If he's lying, then of course you get upset.
Well, he's not lying. It's just a matter of whether his fantasy is taken over or not.
Also, why would you disclose such thing anyway? But anyway.
Yeah, well, that's what the Liverpool fans are saying.
Like why would you?
What are you doing? But on top of, I think there was one more to add on top of all those things.
But it's an interesting, it's an interesting fight. Not fight. A little argument. But look, to each their own. But I really think that Michael Owen, honestly, he could have just said nothing on this. Like you cannot enjoy somewhere, and you can go look. Unfortunately, they weren't my best years. You could just say that.
Yeah,
but it's not the Owen way.
It's not the Owen way. There it is. Because I don't know Michael Owen that well. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't follow Michael Owen that closely. But I'm saying as a footballer or as anyone, like, you just go, look, it wasn't my best years. I didn't really...
He does not mess around. He does not mess... He's blunt.
He said he hated it. He hated
but he
it.
didn't hate the fans.
No.
He just
his
hated,
time there.
He hated his time, which is true and fair.
I'm not here to deny that. And I'm not here to say... Look, I can say that to you privately. I can say, look, man, I hate being at Newcastle. But, I mean, listen. But, by the way, this is all for a book, and the publicity has got attraction, and it's good for Michael Owen. It's going to sell books.
Well, the thing is,
Absolutely.
his career is done, right?
Exactly.
He's finished.
Yes.
So, I think... I'm all for players coming out with the truth.
Oh,
after they finish
agreed.
their career.
Agreed.
Because like I said, it sheds light on what actually happens behind the scenes, and a lot of people
not about petty stuff. Not about petty stuff. Like, for example, like, oh man, I remember that time. We lost against Arsenal 3-0. Like that pivotal moment for us. Stuff like that behind the curtains. I would love to know that. But if it's something like I hated my time there. This petty things. I think or personal things up to another player or that sort of thing. I think it's a bit. I would love to, of course, we'd love to hear about it, but I'm just saying.
I've just got a bit more gasoline to throw into the fire.
Here we go.
He also said that Newcastle fans
are
delusional. They think they're a big club.
Oh, here we go.
Even though
of course, we heard that.
But
I heard that. I heard those two.
Technically, the next bit is true. They're a club that is only big in the sense that they have a lot of fans and a big stadium.
Well, that's
because they haven't had the
that is
the trophy hall.
That is essentially
true. And
yeah.
the competition, like their performances, have been under par for. They're like West Ham as well. Also a big club, lots of fans.
Not as
but
big as Newcastle. Look, they're not. Yeah, they're big.
I don't know.
Are they West Ham packing out their new stadium every week?
No, man.
I feel like they would be.
Not like the.
West Ham are huge.
Not like in
terms of fan base.
Newcastle.
Well, West Ham's new stadium has a massive capacity.
Okay. Well.
So if they're packing that out, then yeah, they are.
But you know what? This is for another time. But honestly, though, what is considered as a big club? Is it just the titles? Is it just the? I'm just saying.
No, but yeah,
I'm just saying because
it's a fair point.
Yeah,
you know. So that's we can definitely discuss that for sure further.
But
it's not just about the titles.
What Owen said was that they think that they're actually like they thought their performances should be.
Okay, no, we're not at the level of Manchester United.
That's what I'm saying.
Chelsea, Arsenal.
I mean, Chelsea have a smaller stadium.
No, I'm saying in terms of like the prestige. You know,
I'm saying but Chelsea have a smaller stadium than Newcastle, but still, obviously, you know. They got
what I reckon? A big club, man. We're just not known around the world like Chelsea is.
It's
Arsenal is.
Chelsea and Arsenal have really big reach.
Right, but
reach.
Exactly. Where Newcastle, not really.
Yeah, well, it's
just diehard fans.
It's down to the recent successes, you know. They got at least a generation where they
Correct.
basically haven't done anything. You know, they came second a few times.
Correct.
So.
Yeah.
Hey,
I remember that season, man. One of my favorite seasons for Newcastle, which is
Demba Ba.
Of course, Pepe Cisse. You know, it was 2011.
I'm just thinking of that goal against Chelsea.
I think we came fifth.
You came fifth. You came fifth. Tottenham came fourth, and they got knocked out because Chelsea won.
They won the championship. Yeah, but that's the saga. That is Michael Owen.
That was when Newcastle came back from after they got relegated.
That's right. We murdered the championship. We absolutely murdered that league.
The next season in the Premier League.
I remember that season. Yeah, that was
Chelsea came sixth. Liverpool, I think, was eighth.
When Newcastle weren't conceding goals.
Yeah,
it was just like they had this really good defense. And Colaccini was
playing correct. Yeah. Yes, that's right. You know, and we had Taylor.
Demba for the first half of the season, and then Cisse for the second half of the season.
That's right. I mean, Sissoko, you know, who was in there.
That was a good team.
You know what I'm saying? Tiote, rest in peace. You know, look, all these. We had a good team.
That was a good team.
What's his name? Kabai. Kabai was playing for us.
Kabai, that's
and
right.
Ben Arfa.
You know, I've seen a couple of highlights actually, but yeah. So we had a good team, man. That's it. Now we're trash, but because of the owner. But anyway, and we sold all those players. But anyway, that's another. I don't want to ramble on, but yeah.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so Michael Owen, it's just I reckon he's just selling books. That's what he's doing. So.
Well, look. To be fair, the way it's written and everything, it is pure. Like, I don't think he's going out of character. I think that's just
who he is.
And well, look, I'll say this one thing before we wrap this up, because Michael Owen, the way he goes about things, it's just like you're saying, he could have gone, oh no, like, you know, I had a, you know, not talk about how bad a time he had at Newcastle and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but he just has this this. I can see it in him when he's saying things that every inch of his body is telling him, I got to speak the truth. I got to tell him how it is, and it's not like if I tell them this, then they're gonna like me kind of thing. It's just a flat out. It's like, look, guys, look, this is how it really is, you know. And it's like in his head, he's like, people are believing these lies, you know. I got to tell them, you know what I mean. It's kind of like that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So in this sense, I feel like the book, like some people are saying, oh, it's a big publicity stunt, blah blah blah. But I think it is 100% Michael Owen to a T. Like it is. It's just there's no, you know, like he's not trying to play this character or do like cause some ruffles and feathers and stuff.
Yeah,
like
it's just who he is.
He's like he had to get out of his system, I think.
Yeah.
And so so he's not completely tarnished in people's eyes.
Either way, it's interesting, and I'm definitely not going to read the book. Are you going to read the book?
I might buy the book.
You might buy the book.
Well, I'm interested in you.
My G, God, don't do that, man. Don't do that to yourself.
Why?
Don't do this.
It might entertain me.
It's about 350 pages of just nonsense.
Yeah, that's my book.
There you go.
Well, I know we've been talking about that nonsense for about half an hour here.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks for listening. If you got this far, make sure to check out our YouTube channel. And subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. You can subscribe to YouTube too. I've got some videos there. But that'll be it for today. Thank you, Abdul.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cos.
No problem.
And thank you, listeners. And we'll talk to you next time.
See you then.